you know, talking about Mosport, there's so much history. And Mosport is designed, and still the same design as the old tracks.
Yeah.
You know, uphill, downhill, long corners, fast corners.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the modern tracks, there's a lot of chicane, a lot of slowing down that doesn't relate to this type of design.
Canada has produced a disproportionate number of great racing drivers. A lot of them learn their craft. Yeah, is it fair to say that just based on racing and learning how to go fast here and win here, that translates into
results.
Winning it? Yeah. Okay.
And it's very, very impressive track. I remember when I come here first time, challenge track. You don't have a lot of time to relax. I mean, it's very busy though.
I was looking up lap times. I mean, even in '71, you're doing like 113s, 114s, 115s.
No time.
It's incredible.
Just working, changing gears, braking, cornering. I mean, amazing.
None of this paddle shift.
No, I mean, you know, one hand. And it was so much fun. And then I'm very impressed with what you've done now here.
Thank you.
Because you told me the same apex of each corner, that's important, the same layout as the original track. And much safer, much more runoff area.
Right.
And new surface. I mean, all these facilities, beautiful.
Thank you. 1973 was foggy and raining all day, and they didn't get the race started till late. And they sent the pace car, they used the pace car for the first time. And they sent the pace car out in front of Howden Ganley. And there was all this chaos, because nobody had ever seen it before. And then teams were starting to come down pit lane, going from wets to dry. And I remember you crossing the finish line in your Lotus, Colin Chapman throwing his hat in the air, finished the story.
And then I go to the podium, I'm receiving the trophy, and it's one of the fishers coming, no, you have not one, come out down from the podium. You know, Peter Revson.
Wow.
And then, and our team manager was Peter Warr, who was a very, team manager for Lotus for many years. And then at that time there was no electronic, it was all a pencil and a little square every lap you went by to make sure you went by.
Right.
And by our calculation, we won the race.
Right.
It was, like you say, the pace car, and it happened.
So how?
It was a tough race, very slippery, very difficult. Always
it was getting dark, if I remember.
Yes. And driving here on wet tires and on a Formula One car was very challenging, as you can imagine. Because the cars, they had over 400 horsepower. They were very light cars.
Yes.
At that time, not so much downforce as now, and was a tough race. It was a tough race, one of the toughest races.
And then in '74, pole and the win here.
For me, it was very important to win here because late season. Then when I won here, I was equal points to the last race, Watkins Glen, with Clay Regazzoni on the Ferrari.
Oh wow! Okay.
And I mean, the McLaren here was a beautiful car.
Yeah.
We got the car working well. I mean, it was
a beautiful looking car too.
Beautiful looking car.
Yeah.
Was solid car. Was a very solid car. McLaren M23, very well built.
How about you want to go do a few laps?
Sure, we go.
Okay.
That'll be fun. Good.
Tell me your Ronnie Peterson story.
Well, I was in 1973. I was right behind Ronnie, our teammate, the Lotus Jump Play Special. And on the last undulation on this straight, coming out, just before braking to the fast corner, my front airborne, and I went like 45 degrees, the car in the air. It never happened for me. And then I hit the brakes here, the nose went down, and I was panicking to make the corner, I just made it. and
Wow.
was
Did you immediately pit?
yes, to check front suspension, everything.
And your
And
shorts.
then Colin Chapman, who designed the car, could not believe the car was Borborna. But
Wow.
you know, it shows how much up and down in Mosport.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fantastic layout.
Yes.
And the modern tracks don't have this. Long corners, difficult, you know, you have
Yeah.
to balance the car. You have to hit the apex in the right place. You know, here you have to drive a lot of the throttle, not just steering wheel. Keep up with the back end help in the front.
Wow.
And turn 2 here in 77, I was coming behind Gilles, 10 seconds behind. I saw yellow flag. When I come here on the blind, Gilles was spun with the Ferrari, and he had the clear visor. I remember his eyes open, I just missed him. Gilles Villeneuve.
That was his first race with Ferrari.
I didn't know, I don't
Yeah.
remember it was
Yeah.
his first race with Ferrari.
Yep.
And Gilles was very aggressive driver.
Yes. Yes.
Very talented, so very, extremely talented. But what a flow, you know?
Yeah.
Up and down, like blind corner
Yeah.
here. It's difficult to get the apex correct. It's always a challenge.
Yeah. Very downforce dependent track.
Yes.
Is 60% of the lap is high-speed cornering.
And congratulations for the job you've done.
Thank you.